Back in the Custodian video, we kind of alluded to a new ship set being added to the game in Nemesis, and yes, here it is. We actually have ourselves a fresh ship set upon us, and as you can see on this Titan, it's very, very wedge-shaped, and it very much reminds me of a Imperial Star Destroyer, at least the front of it, and then the back has been just slapped on with a bunch of engines. But of course, that is not all. The entire process is apparently quite interesting with a lot of concept art going back and forth, and the idea was make it regal, make it gold, make it white, make it amazing and impressive, but also oppressive at the same time. Of course, here's a couple of concept art pieces for you to enjoy to illustrate the path that the developers made in order to get where they ended up. I'm personally very, very partial to this white design, but apparently there's a big issue with the engine in terms of the lighting, where white doesn't really work all that well, even though the Caravaneers look very regal to begin with, and they are definitely the poster child of spaceship opulence. Still, though, we ended up with the gray blocks, of course, very big gray blocks, and here they are, the battleship design, or at least the destroyer design. It's very much a big rectangle. It very much reminds me of the Navigator Guild Highliners, for those of you who are Dune fans. And of course, in addition to that, we have ourselves a bigger ship as well. Of course, it's wedge-shipped again. One thing that I'm a little bit not a big fan of with the ship designs in general is that in the end, they are all very, very similar, especially with the Juggernaut. They all have this big wing design, and they've got these big turrets on there. I'm sure this has to do with the way the game has been designed and how the ships have been designed and laid out and stuff like that. But I would like to see something completely different, like vertical ships, or having a completely asymmetrical hull where you have like a catamaran style design and stuff like that. But still, I find it fascinating that the designers and the developers were like, yes, we need something regal, we need something cool, we need something white, and end up with the same gray box once again. Still, though, with all of this in mind, we still have this cool Titan design here that will pew-pew till the end of time. But of course, this is not all. There is more stuff coming up in the Nemesis expansion that requires new VFX, and one of those is, of course, the Star Destroyers. Yes, the designed ships that will destroy stars, so that you can get the dark matter in order to generate your aerophasic engine. I'm pretty sure that's not how you pronounce it, but still, you know, that's what we're going to call it in this particular context. Still, though, having the destroyers here ready to go, what we have right now is a big cube that turns into smaller cubes, and then it starts to pulse upon towards this star here. And, well, long story short, I'm sure that the modders out there are going to have a lot of fun adding these new mechanics, or at least these new VFX things, to their various mods, especially Elowini. I'm sure Giga Structural Engineering is going to be co-opting quite a lot of these VFX items, because my god, they look gorgeous, and my god, that star is being turned into a black hole because all of its dark matter is being extracted. Yeah, it's a lot better than what we have at the moment. I believe right now what happens is there's a big white flash, and that ends the setup for any sort of space-faring entity. If you destroy a system, it don't look too good, let's put it that way, which is unfortunate, but like I said, they're co-op. I'm sure the developers and the modders will co-op this visual in order to work with their mods as well. And then, of course, there is the Ethereophasic engine itself. It looks pretty expensive. The first stage is going to cost you 20,000 dark matter, then 30, then 40, and then 50. And the whole idea is tapping into the shroud, and we can go through all of these. But as you can see in the video in front of you from the developers that we've received so far, yeah, it looks like the visuals for the Ethereophasic engine are going to look absolutely awesome. Having the ability to tap into the shroud at large, and being able to suck up the energies and elevate yourself beyond the fallen empires, so to speak. And from what I understand is there is going to be a very definitive end there when it comes to your empire, especially if you go down the Nemesis system for the update. But overall, when I'm looking at the overall scope of Nemesis right now, the addition of the spy system, the addition of the Menace system with the Crisis, the Custodian and the Galactic Emperor, the Economy Rebalance, and then, of course, this ship set. And I would not be surprised if we also will get music on top of this, considering this is a major expansion. I'm actually thinking that this is going to be the best value for money expansion that we've had since Utopia or Distant Stars. Utopia, of course, adding all those species manager values and stuff like that, and making sure that you get the mega structures and that. And of course, Distant Stars to follow up with all the new events. And I really wish that we're going to get more event packs like Distant Stars in the future, because the game desperately needs more events. But still, Nemesis adding all of these new mechanics to the game in a way that makes things interesting. Sure, the ship set itself is not asymmetrical, and it's kind of leading, or at least chasing after all the other designs that are already in the game, so they're not particularly unique, but they're still pretty cool, so feel free to go and try that one out. Still, you know, like I said, it looks like that this particular update is going to be one of the better value expansions since Utopia, as well as Distant Stars, so who knows what is also on the horizon. A little bit of a shorter video today, I know. There's not a lot of stuff to talk about except for these VFX items that we currently have, but still, I want to leave it here. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, feel free to give it a like down below, and thank you also to my patrons for making this video possible. The VFX update with Nemesis will come with the expansion itself, the Ethereal engine, the Star Destroyers, as well as the new ship set. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take good care of yourselves, and as always, destroy those stars, reach into the shroud, become the end of days.